It's common knowledge that the Chinese Communist Party invited Western technologies to come to China, invest there, build there, and then the Chinese government stole the technology. So now we have some Western countries which are relatively poor, and the Chinese government is extraordinarily rich. Peter Gundy is a storied Canadian businessman who some 30 years ago went to China and did a joint venture with the Chinese to develop rare earth. He joins me right now because I want to put it to you, Peter. We've been just sort of sitting back being the nice guys, we, the whole Western world. Chinese have stolen technology. They continue to steal technology. Should we change our approach to China?
Well, Chinese have evolved in terms of their idea of technology. When I went there in 1991, they didn't think there was any value to it. So
well, they caught on very quickly, didn't they?
Well, they did, because we said what we're doing in this factory is we're competing against the Japanese producers and the French producers, and you guys better be quiet about what we're doing in this factory. And there were interesting things that went on. We did, under Chinese law, prosecute people who were Chinese people who were taking our technology. But it's based upon, Stephen, the fact that they didn't understand the value of it. They did have a patent system, but they were skeptical.
So they understand it now, though, and they're continuing to steal Western technology.
Well, everybody steals technology. Everybody copies everything. That's the nature of how progress is made in developing any products. People have a good idea in one part of the world, and somebody in another part of the world starts up. But the thing is, does everybody want to submit to the American patent system, which is, in my view, corrupt, and people there game the system? Is that something you want to do?
But they're sort of on our side, if you will. And
not necessarily. I don't think they're on our side at all. We had nothing but fights with the patent office and people, and we're in the courts in the United States all the time through extravagant and unrealistic claims that people were able to make against us within the patent system.
So what's to happen then with the Western world and Chinese technology, and the Chinese taking it?
The Chinese are going to copy everything just like we copy everything when they can, and they will be stopped by the patent system. But
so
the patent
we should just get better than the Chinese.
Yes, the patent system isn't perfect. We're not doing enough. They're doing all the research in the world, the Chinese. We're not doing enough research anymore, public research.
If we don't want to be left behind, we've got to really up our game. Is that the bottom line?
Yes, plus, sometimes you don't want to tell anybody what the technology is, because when it goes through the patent system, it opens it up to everybody. And we often did that, where we didn't tell people what we were doing rather than filing a patent.
I think you put your finger on it. We just got to up our game. Peter Gundy, 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, recently stood up in the House of Commons and prefaced his remarks by saying, "And we will only work from the facts," quote, unquote, and then proceeded to lie by saying Britain was in a horrible, horrible third wave, trying to show, in fact, that Canada was not the worst in the world. Britain, though, had vaccines. Canada did not. And this was not reported in the mainstream Canadian media, the media paid for by Justin Trudeau. All of which, I'm telling you, is that it's important to have this 3-minute interview. Please subscribe, ask your friends to subscribe, and press that PayPal thing so we can continue on to bring you the news you otherwise might not know.